Terrorists win.
Back in business, best of 3, winner securing a spot in the playoffs. Vitality hot favorites, but Na'Vi have shown that they're not going to bow out of this one. Not going to roll over like Vitality's last 2 best of 1s. Vitality we made to work for this. It started 6-1 and 7-5 as we swap sides.
Yeah, tough stuff for Wonderful in the first half, but the team able to put together some key rounds thanks to Alexi early with a 4-spy victory that didn't really get the ball rolling. It was the late piece with the Famus that was the one that started to bring the belief. So that's enough, right? That's you want as many rounds as you can get, sure, but Blade and the boys know that they can work with this. Can they split the pistols? Rob's going to search for info. Doesn't see anything there on his hops, so well paths. There's Bit, Emma, Wonderful. We'll be able to slink into apps quite quickly. It's 4 players starting B, so the gamble from Vitality. There has to be an idea of, okay, if they do hit A, how are we going to retake this? And it might just be piping straight down Banana to flank A quickly, but Rops throws out a block smoke early. It'll channel them. They were already heading through Boiler. They are starting to activate down Banana now. Makazi and Alexi with the nades. Flames in Apex taking space.
Oh, and Makaze spots that walk down Banana.
You feel like you have to go towards A immediately, Na'Vi. So here comes the smokes.
Zaiwu and Mezi will get to the long side in time. Robs has some support. A flashbang doesn't quite connect. It's Wonderful and Bit coming out apps. And ooh, no, never mind, just Wonderful, because Bit's sleeping with the fishes. In back with 1 is Ime. Good tracking. Mezi overlooked on the box for 1. Ime and Wonderful have partnered up nicely. Getting into that site. A man advantage as we do see the bomb go down.
Have to wait for this smoke. You can see Apex collecting himself now. They'll double swing.
Oh, you need this now. Don't let him get away. Tucks his head. Now shots are being connected back. Apex brought to low, 66. As Flamesy creeps in.
This is tough to win for the CTs.
Yeah, Na'Vi should have this. He has delivered. Oh, the silver platter. 4 kills for Na'Vi. He is in the server. Finally puts himself head and shoulders above the rest. 4 members of Na'Vi had 8 kills on that half. Now 4 kills added on top for him.
One of the key details of that, obviously the A defense, they rotate there in time, and it's a great opening kill here from Robs. But after that exchange with Makazi as they've leered down Banana for info, they haven't wanted to push down Banana because they know that they're going to have to deal with a lot of different crossfires. But Makazi's just jaunted up mid to join the rest of his team. So it's made the rotation slower, and it's also made it a little bit more linear to deal with. They're not coming up mid behind us. We're just going to have to worry about Library as well as Arch. So just the body of Makazi enough to scare away that Banana play as we do get into the 4-spy out of Vitality. Apex starting with the Mag 7. He's going to be using it over towards apps, traditionally B player with Flamesy, so that might catch them off guard. We've seen him use this several times. I think he's inspired by Exercise, but we haven't really seen Apex wield it to the same successes.
There is nothing more frustrating, though, as the T-side apps player to be having to worry and consider the shotgun angles that are available in these tight corridors. And actually, Apex has made a step. So Bit building that mental picture, knowing that his opponents are likely occupying his territory.
Yeah, so at this point, it's on the B defense of Zaiwu and Flamesy to be able to stall them out here. Their rotation is quite far away. Nobody playing Arch side to help this out quickly. So if it is a B hit, it might just be the save. Block smoke deployed. Now, it is hard to call to go back. If you're Na'Vi, you will have to go mid, and you will need to worry about Boiler and Halls because of that early information from Bit. So this is difficult now with 40 seconds left. So Alexi, I don't envy your task right now to find the solution.
Yeah, Mezi's gambled incorrectly at the moment as well. Rob's in his forward position. He knows that if he goes down, the site likely will fall. It's only a shotgun. And so falls back, respects the mid loss. Hears them, confirms that there is a lot of action on middle. Na'Vi committing into the site now. It's a short side, very short centric. Shotgun at that range. It's not going to do anything for Apex. Robs will just tuck in. Hopes his teammates can chip in. Nice burst to the head of Makaze. It's a pass flank. Quick reactions from him.
Okay. Well, it's just going to be the save right now for Zaiwu and Mezi. Well handled. Heard from Apex in an interview saying, you know, when things aren't working and they weren't playing to their A level, right, they've still been very good. The top 4 at every single event other than Blast Bounty to start the year. But he's trying to overstep the mark or set his teammates up a little bit more. And there, that felt like a desperate swing as well, right? The shotgun designed for close ranges, using it at mid-range, or I'd even say long range for especially the Mag 7 in that situation. So if he bided his time and was able to play the crossfire with Rops, could have got something out of it. And I don't like to be too critical, but that's just one of those situations. If you buy that gun, you're buying it to use it at close range. So as he hoping to hold on to the scout, Zaiwu will be able to retain the 5-7. Bomb goes off, and we're all tied up at 7-7. What was a commanding lead has slipped through the fingers as Na'Vi, they're starting to build confidence. It was 7-2 at one point in this game, and now it's 7-7. So that tells you the hill that Alexi and his team have had to climb.
Yeah, this is the fight you're talking about. You're right, at that range, perhaps expecting someone at the front of the pack closer up, but I mean, Apex in his entry fragger days, that's a kill he would have loved to have seen. Oh, a shotgun at truck? Sure.
He must own with it in prac,
yeah.
right? To keep
yeah,
buying it must be the best thing in practice, because you and I have seen it a bunch of times.
It's an Apex shotgun and an Apex scout. Both things I think he's definitely got a little penchant for.
He's letting Mezzi do the scout work this time, so we'll see what he can get done, as it will be Apex and Flamesy both back to B. More of the same in the last round. 4 players up banana. You could take off the nameplates and it looks similar from both of these teams once they've swapped sides.
Yeah, well, will we see the equivalent of an Alexi B double kill with a 5-7? It's just a P250 for Flamesy. Highly unlikely that we see this go awry. Well drilled.
Yeah, you can see the timing of it, right? They get their smokes and they puff, then there's probably about, 4 to 5 second half-life on the CT block smoke. But there's another. Apex milking every moment of that. And Flamesy is back over towards A, so they are hoping that it will be the gamble. But there's more smokes where that came from. Plenty more smokes. They can just do a second wave into B, and then it's just Apex on his lonesome. Great rally of flashes. I think he's just playing for damage at this point, Vitality. Round is essentially gone. Apex does have a flash, so if everybody can rotate over, Apex can set them up. They can either try and pipe through that of Coffins or through CT. Never mind, he's going to give the flash over to one of his teammates. Mezzi with the scout. Robs has found one. Okay, if they're able to get in soon, there's still an opportunity.
Yeah, that's what they're aiming for. Waiting for that call is Mezzi. Rob's joining the pack as well. ZywOo and Apex rounding the corner. It's Alexi B first test. ZywOo. Oh no, a double kill! How has he done that? How has he done that? ZywOo just storms into the site, and now it's up to him. They're spamming away. Vitality surely have got a 10-seconder here. Fight him off the bomb. They need to defuse. Imir has stepped up to the plate and delivering. ZywOo desperately trying to cut the wires, and Mezzi's gone and covered him.
This is going to be damn close, right down to the wire here. Hold your breath. Vitality, snatch it away.
That is ridiculous, Na'Vi. It was looking so good.
I'm watching the radar the whole time. As those fights start to come in, Imir is at the bottom of banana. He is at the base of banana. He is called back in try before the flash.
Let's see that from ZywOo's POV. That is so frustrating. How has he walked in and got all 3 of you? He knocks you off the bomb. The very best efforts from Imir and Mezzi. This is a high-pressure shot. You cannot miss. Oh my God, they stay so calm, so composed. Na'Vi is crippling for them though. That one really will leave a mark if they can't win this. You can bounce back, sure, but it has to be now. That one will leave a mark.
That's the Vitality nonsense that we're used to in the first half of the year, right? Those are the rounds that would propel them to trophy wins.
And it starts with like a kill on the lurk, you know, like how crazy. Bomb's already down.
So that stops the spree of 5 consecutive rounds for Na'Vi as well and brings them back to earth. Just as the confidence was starting to build, that's one that's going to fester in the back of the mind. That should have been ours. How have we given that one over? We dealt with the Force. That was just the lighter of the 2. And now we've given them a couple of AKs and a chance to be fully invested, and it is ZywOo. So essentially into the guns.
Okay.
Right on schedule. 50 seconds, brackets control. A block smoke from the CT. So there was a long smoke down. They blocked over towards the long to make sure that Alexi cannot progress. At least not for now. But this does look eccentric. Wonderful's here. So is the rest of the crew.
Smoke in the skies. ZywOo's got a choice to make plays in front. Flash is long. ZywOo ready for that head-to-head with Alexi B. But he peeks on into Imir and just completely owns him. Booked by Imir. Robs staying dynamic. It's Mezzi who partners up. Going lots of work on the site. Wonderful's opened up the A side for the plant though. We've got an intense game of Counter-Strike here, a 2v2. Bomb planted once more for Na'Vi.
That replenish of the smoke over towards Moto is beautiful. I think that first one was blocked. There are kits in play. Apex has Util. Flame's going to try and play through the short side.
Oh, he's going to throw Incendiary on top of that. It's really uncomfortable for Wonderful. Forced up on the box with half health. Apex has amplified the pressure. Flamesy throws a nade. Wonderful's looking the wrong way. That's a lovely one. That's Amore.
Yeah, frustrations understandably so as the defuse comes in.
Some diligent Utah. I mean, I thought it was going to stop at the T side, right?
I love that, though. That's a great counter-strike from both teams. Really good trade work, right? So you get this trade out of, well, Imma grabs that opening onto Zywoo. Rops gets one. Mezzi able to swivel in. Really great double. That keeps the round alive. Good util set from Apex. Normally we see that either missed or really netting nothing. And now with those 2 rounds back-to-back, your confidence is going to be absolutely brimming.
And quite the opposite for Na'Vi. That one's going to really kind of double down on the misery from before.
Well, the odds by our official betting partner have flipped and flopped around, but it has been Vitality, the favourites throughout, and understandably so. Zywoo gets out the AWP against the Eco. Sentry does slow the crawl. In these type of rounds, you do get a little bit worried about, say, an apps pop, right? That's one of your concerns.
Very forward positions from Robs. He could be susceptible to a Desert Eagle headshot. Zywoo baits them in. No one's looking at him. He gets a couple of backs turned. Robs does well for 2. M4 falls into enemy hands. They can retrieve that. Second guessing the HE. Zywoo ready for his fight, though. Oh, he didn't pull the trigger. Bit of a misstep. Closing the gap, but overlooked. Apex keeps it clean. Chill your beans. Zywoo goes looking for that U on the USP.
Okay, and they do get the AWP. So they give that one back to Zywoo. And speaking of AWPs, does Wonderful want to invest upon him? No, T-side going to stick with the AK-47. So it was 7-2 to Vitality at one point. Na'Vi worked hard to bring it back to 7-7, but you can see the vibe. It hasn't gone anywhere for Vitality. Sure, there was moments of tension. But with
the rounds they're boasting, like 2 of the 3 of them have been straight BS.
Yeah, this is going to be the final tactical timeout that Blade has a chance to call. I think Xtas still has 2 available. If Apex just say, let's do the same, which means he might be the Joker over towards A again. But what adjustment will come out from Blade in this moment?
Blade, a 30-second timeout into all of his players looking at the strat book.
Yeah, well, they travel around with that. It's quite heavy. Their book bags brimming with notes. Imma is having a great performance here, 16 kills, and a lot of those have come with impact. Unfortunately, wasn't able to win out that clutch with the spam through the banana smoke, but it's back-to-back strong maps for Imma.
Okay, good. Just watch out, guys. Huh? If it's late round, use your flash to have info, long, short, etc. Okay? Otherwise, they will sneak and make sure we have the info of what's going on. Okay?
All right. Then I want to be in the dark. Next Taz wanting focus on the utility in the mid to late round. Just talking about Imma yesterday, 19 kills against Pain. So good to see him in fine form. Just a layer of constant harass utility being thrown out by Vitality now.
Look at that one.
Okay, you ain't boosting. Banana fully blocked.
That's cheeky.
That looks like it's from Valorant.
Yeah.
Like,
that looks like Flames has been watching TikToks at 4 a.m.
That's such a suffocating smoke, isn't it? Okay, well, this clamped on a middle again, same setup. Rob's forward, so with your porch, and then Apex is this loose piece. Mezzi rotates back. They're playing a 4-1 setup right now. And 40 seconds left. It might be the right call.
So he remains active. Hoping to pull the trigger off the flash. There goes Alexi. Now Robs is set up for success. Zywoo re-peeking, and Rob's getting nothing. With empty hands, it's Mezzi on the forward position for 2. Tracking his Apex, an A-stack. Na'Vi just run and butt their heads with Vitality. Only Wonderful can save them. With 13 seconds, he's still trying to look for Apex in the pit. Now works it out, and he's managed to find it. Just enough time to plant. Flamesy rotating in loudly. Wonderful knows he's got a chance, gets his gun out, needs to tap the head of Flamesy. Taps it with him! That is Wonderful!
Right, it's been a quiet game for Wonderful, but that one's for 10, and that one is for the 8th round for Na'Vi. He's been having a strong major, but now he's up against the best in the world, and that's a great way for the young Ukrainian AWPer to shake off some of these woes.
Low time, no teammates left, up against Vitality, and he turns it on.
That's 2 2v1s that they've lost. One to Mikazi, now one to Wonderful. So both teams coming up clutch in certain situations.
I really thought that Apex was in a position to just close this down here.
Yeah, he's trying to delay. Even if he had given over the plant, then he's playing the 2v1. Again, being critical of the Vitality in-game leader. Money a little bit ropey. Apex down to a Famus. Game back on. Lost bonus for either team going into the next 1900. You lose that one, I think the game probably goes with it now, Visa. Wonderful. Huge impact. Now you need to make good on that. He's teed you up. Now you win this one, you break the money. An opportunity to tie up the game again before the guns come back out.
God, no, Vitality are light on nades, huh? I say that as Apex throws out one of the last 2 smokes.
As I was coming over, he has a flash, so if there is the execute, how perfectly placed and timed will this be? Bits in boiler, maintaining those rotations, listening for any sound cues, trying to make sure that they're unable to pipe forward for information. That's his job, just to make sure that the likes of Rops, Mezzi can't play more aggressive to facilitate the stack. Another CT smoke dropped in. Speaking of smokes, there's still 2 available. One for Makazi, one for Imma.
You've done well considering how few they brought through. They've timed them well to have this one just starting at 35.
The question right now is, do Vitality doubt this? Right, they're playing towards the stack, and now that Zawu burrows deeper, it doesn't feel like it at all. There's an incendiary and a molly, so the site can be filled with flames.
Yeah, it comes down to how that first fight goes. Here comes that smoke break. Alexi B going to be parting in first. The spearhead of the assault on the Mag 10 beats Flamesy. Flamesy. Oh, it's all him. Triple kill, the full magazine of the M4. Twisting the knife, it's a big turnaround. How have Immet and Wonderful turned this whole site on its head?
It was a pit setup. Rotation is absolutely miles away. Neither of these two have a kit. They need a hightailer over and they're split up. Mezzi through Banana, Robs through CT spawn, and they're all up on the line.
Yeah, he should be perfect for this. Wonderful will remain active, can't just sit there and tuck on the box. He has the perfect weapon for the job. There is that kit close to bomb, but it's about getting past this sight line. Robs is going to give it a go. He's timed it very well. Wonderful just looking towards the ruins as Robs gets across. That's the shot. Wonderful has closed it down with that frag on the retake attempt. Flamesy, you thought 3 on the defense would be enough, but Immet and Wonderful have other plans, and Na'Vi keeping Inferno tight.
That's crazy. They're able to claw that back. Flames delivers more than he should have. It's Apex and Zawu who let them down in that situation, not being able to find anything. After just mantling the box, they're running through the smoke. He mows them down, delivers the triple, and then everything. You blink, you miss it. The round is back on in a 2v2. Mezzi gets away with the save, but Wonderful, I'm pretty sure he had 2 kills in the first half.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
And now he's up to 12, so 10 within the second half, being massively impactful on the T side. So Imma,
he's that 4th man in.
Yeah, and you look how easy it is from Flames here. It's just one up. Oh, the transfer there into Flames, trying to peer
covered
out.
by the AWP. Beautiful.
Okay. Huge round to win. Look at what it's done to the finances. Vitality have to take the eco behind the save. 2,400 into the next, so their buy will still even be a little bit ropey. I was talking about just making sure you warmed up for Train. Well, why not take Inferno? Sure, the last time you played it was getting eliminated from Chandu, but...
Ooh, quick reactions.
Oh, and they're not in a position to try and take A space quickly. Right, Mezzi's the A rotating rifler, so he could have been anywhere. You wanted to make sure you could find out where it was first. You do, but you give over a player. Now, you want to keep that M4 active, but Alexi calling the bluff, knowing that, okay, well, he showed himself over towards B. He's likely to rotate, and that would be the right call. But that means you need to play for info, Vitality. You can't just sit on your haunches and hope you gamble correctly. Apex leering forward mid, calling all of this clear.
That's what Xtaz was asking for, even in rounds like this.
If the exit comes down, it's just Flamesy on B with just a USP.
Oh, yeah, it looks like the round will end. Yep, it looks like it will. Imma confirms Coffins is occupied. He gets a couple of opportunities there. There was a bit of a delay to the cover, but Alexi B does bring down the sole defender of that site. Apex walking into the scope. Wonderful has a fun time. Number 2.
I love it. The detail there. I guess the first jumps for info, sets himself up for the second, and Mezzi will save again. So even though it started with Makazi going down, we're all tied up, 10-10. Great form from Na'Vi. We'll see how this series continues, but if they're able to match Vitality and make them sweat, even if they lose today and they get through tomorrow, they're in the conversation once the playoffs begin. The Spirit, through their performances throughout this stage, have elevated themselves. For me, coming in, they were in the 5th slot. Right? You had, oh, that's another gun, you'll take that. You had Furia. You had Vitality, you had Falcons, you had Mouse, and then you throw Spirit in there as number 5.
Sure.
Well, Donk's back in God mode.
Yeah, something happens when he puts that major badge around his neck.
Chasing that of all time ace record at the moment. You see him trying to set them up for one against Mouse yesterday, and Torji just making sure that he doesn't go down to the man. Didn't want to give him his 8th. He's 2nd of all time behind Magisk, who once donned this Vitality jersey. So it did take some miracle moments. It was a 2v2 on the A-bomb side. It was Zaiwu with the 5-7 on a B retake. In terms of clean CT side rifle rounds, Vitality have none. They still need to prove that to themselves and Na'Vi that they can shut them down.
Yeah, got to give props to Na'Vi being able to kind of shrug off some difficult round losses and converting the important ones, converting the gimmies.
Okay, those 2 safe guns actually make the buy a whole lot more enticing right now. So they have all the nades, they have extra weapons, and it is even the AWP for Zaiwu, a couple of kits too.
Half-wall smoke thrown from CT spawn. It's up before Makaze really gets a choice in the matter. Throws out his util set that's going to keep Flamesy trapped in, locked in. No second layer though. Flamesy can safely occupy the sandbags. Yeah, want to ask questions of Mr. Wu. Holding on that line. Wonderful's not far off, could be crouching in, and off that smoke grenade, he will have a little look. They want to poke in. Blocked by the smoke. Is he really going to make a nade play? I think he's, second guessing that. That's the right decision. There was a lot of bodies ready, primed and ready. Robson, Mezzi.
Flames is calling banana clear. Rotation's coming from Apex.
Okay, Rob's getting messy with it. So, however, it's 2 from Zaiwuzor. Chips in. There's Wonderful with a response. Quick flick up from Mezzi, but Wonderful doing everything he can to keep Na'Vi in the lead. In that winning position. Has he got it in him? He's been playing stunning throughout the major. And he's turned another round on his head. It's only Flamesy that can save Vitality. He's walked straight past the kid. Focused on the one in pit. Wonderful dips into his own smoke. Flamesy now his position noted. Wonderful. One quick scope away from Glory. Missed it now. Tech 9 perhaps. Oh, it's hectic. He's done it. It's fantastic. It's Wonderful again and again on that A site.
Mate, in this second half, we can't stop saying this kid's name. Forget about the first half. All those woes, they don't matter. This is the one that's going to get you the map. Stunning work from him on the AWP. Zaiwu removed and just keeps on stepping into these duels, taking name after name. The rounds that Vitality have let go, or that have been ripped from their hands.
Yeah, that was involuntary.
Agonizing at this point. The round where it felt it should have been theirs.
Oh, an opportunity there. Robs gets a back turned. Piece in out. Apex in pursuit. Mag 7 and App still yet to bear fruit.
This is the thing with Na'Vi. We know they have a strong base. There's no question about that. Blade is going to drill your fundamentals day in, day out. It is about the individuals. When in the system, that's when you need to add your own flair, your own flavor. You've worked hard for this. You've got them down to this hodgepodge purchase. It is max loss bonus into the next. So
doesn't look good on the minimap, does it? Never mind the weaponry.
Well, the 5-7 has already done some damage. Let's see. Mag 7, 5-7 on A.
Robs was positioning himself to perhaps be able to provide that trade a bit committed, but it's mid-first, mid-centric. Safe pathing, wonderful sideline, nice try for number 2. Robs can't do it. Makaze's ensured it. And smokes erupt, so Apex, this is a range for that, yeah. Catches him at just in the shoulder blade. And now Bit could be his next victim if he dares put his head in that shotgun.
2v4.
And it's Crosshairs, yeah, 2v4.
Hey!
Oh, he does, a little crouch peek. Trying to run him down, fakes it out. He wants to fight, there's 3 on his screen. He can't find anything but death. Zaiwu securing it, Vitality. Not out of this one.
Okay, still, I would say nothing on this CT side that has been a convincing rifle round, right? They've had 5-7, now they had 5-7 again with actually the Magnum finally getting something done. They had a 2v2. They've had rounds where they were in massive advantages. The wonderful clutch, well, he's had a couple of clutches, right, at this point. So they've been in strong positions, and they've been the ones who have fumbled. So if you're Na'Vi, I was going to say you should feel confident, but not when we get back in a game and everybody looks at this bye. It could be bye-bye to all that hard work. What a tough way for it to go down. I think this has to be the 12th round for Vitality. How can you let this one go? Hero AK for Mikaze. And they've really found themselves in a tough financial situation. Mate, that spree of rounds, you win rounds, your loss bonus goes down. So just because of those clutches, you haven't had a massive cache of cash.
Yeah, it's all Wonderful's fault for clutching a 1v4. That's what I'm thinking too.
The ebbs and flows as Zywoo.
Ooh, a nice attempt. It was going to catch him on the way back out. No, but I mean, it is bleak, isn't it? To be scrounging for pennies in round 23. No one wants to be there here at the Major. Especially in the qualification game, playoffs awaiting the winner. Vitality's pick and Na'Vi have managed to really make a statement of intent. They're here to compete. But with 25 seconds, they are likely going to be running into a massive showdown, spray down from Mezzi and Rops.
Yeah, this is where Rops makes his money.
What's he got? Oh, Mikaze with the covering fire. Okay, Zywoo chips away. Actually takes the rifle out. They can't retrieve that. Mezzi with that double kill. Needs number 3. Alexi B has other plans, but there's no time for a round win. We'll just preserve a rifle, bring it through to the next, but Vitality do secure 1 map point.
Okay, so Alexi can drop that AK back over to Mikaze. He can buy something of his own design here, and they should be able to piece this one together. Mikaze actually is going to be operating on a Tech 9. Wonderful's the one who gets the AK, so no Wonderful AWP. And fully strapped for the final round. Everybody with a kit. Nades galore. And aggression.
Push, oh, of course. On round 24, after such a hard-fought battle, it's Mezzi that elects to take a huge risk. Mikaze was not ready. Important trade from Wonderful, but it's Rops that turns tail, gets Zimmer for free. Keeps Vitality in the lead. Whatever your game plan is, it has to operate now without Mikaze or Imet. Mezzi just throws a spanner in the works to start.
Well, Wonderful's still alive. 19 kills, plenty of clutches. Let's see if he can find some impact to take this one to overtime. 2-2 split, plenty of time to recoup, but not if you get picked away with another. Flamesy looking forward in Banana Smoke, now fades. Wonderful and Alexi looking to take this space. Flames has actually been left to his own here. Apex has rotated back through spawn, so Flames has potentially it all to do. Long Smoke keeps the question marks flowing. At this point, I'm calling bit back and I'm just executing B, right? Because even if it is a 2-2, it's unlikely they gamble in this situation. You can have a 3v2. Little do you know, it's just one man here right now. And Apex, he needs to get there damn quick because here they come.
Flames, he's got an awful lot of work to do. Left to his own devices, restrained from Na'Vi, incendiary from Flamesy. Through the flames for one, taking out Bit, but conceding the site. It's Alexi B and Wonderful. Have Na'Vi got another clutch in them? Oh, not if Alexi strafes into the spray. That silencer doing work for Apex, takes out the captain, and I can't believe I'm saying it. He has to do it again, Chad. A wonderful clutch, an ace clutch at that, to keep Na'Vi's dreams of upsetting Vitality denied by Apex. They made them work, they made them sweat, they impressed the crowd and those watching at home, but Na'Vi, they'll have to turn it around on train.
Yeah, the record shows Vitality, they take the map, but Na'Vi with Wonderful man taking the hearts in that one. A great display, but not enough to take Inferno. It's Train up next. I was asking, could the players do enough to get warm? It was 7-2 down. This one ended 13-11. Na'Vi are no slouch here in Budapest.
that is embedded in top of the throne of the mean. How you moving so on the speed? I just been bringing the heat. I just been bringing the fire.
You see the match. We see every restart behind it. You see lightning-fast reflexes. We see countless hours building trust. You see a single moment of triumph. We see the 1,000 failures that forged it. Victory isn't just the moment. We win because we reached it together. Level up as one.
Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind.
Where are you playing the best of these matches? Where in retake will you pull out the clutch? Where you'll be testing your deadliest thing? Where are we perfectly training all day? Ready? X-play, 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 GG!
Show your support for your favorite team. Post on socials with hashtag MajorFans, tag Corsair, get featured, and win a Corsair gear bundle. Na'Vi right now are trying to make their step into the arena, but it's not quite there for them just yet. One more game to go potentially here, Alexi, and I want to just start on the feeling, the mood, and the energy in the team right now, because it does feel like a lot has changed after this boot camp, especially after how you performed in stage 2.
Yeah, I mean, everything's up to us, and as I've previously mentioned in the interviews and everything we do now, I think we're showing our level, and it's just when we face the top dogs that we need to do better, and that's what we've been trying to do every day and trying to achieve. And today we're really excited to get another chance against Vitality.
Now looking at that, you say the difference when you're playing against the top dogs. Can you maybe try and explain it to us at home about what that exactly is? Because if we look at the games you played, for example, against Pain or Paravision, dominant again, just like in Stage 2. But then against Furia, we didn't see the same Na'Vi. So how do you quantify that?
I just think the top 5 teams, everybody's playing super well. All the teams are taking small little things from all the teams, I feel like, from those teams. And it's just, when you play in front of an audience, you know, our recent results, we can't say that we would be like a top 5 team or anything, where we can challenge them. Okay. But I feel like, you know, for us, it's special to play against these type of teams, especially on the major, understanding how our, you know, previous tournaments went. Yeah. This is something we are fighting for this year, and something that when we're on the practice room, watching demos, going through preparations, it's these teams that are usually the ones who inspire you, right? And yeah, it's as I said, it's just up to us now, and I just feel so excited to play against these type of teams, not taking anything away from the others, but it's just like the teams that you usually watch fight for the trophies now.
It's a good thing if you're that excited for going into these games. I would say that for sure. And you got a smile on your face. I can see it in the expressions, mate. So let's look at this. You haven't beaten Vitality all year. It has been a problem team for you. But you also haven't faced them since Austin Major. That time it was the quarters, it was in an arena. Here you're doing it in this scenario, in this setting. What is the biggest upgrade Na'Vi has had from that boot camp that can make the difference here to get you that win?
Just the overall confidence of everyone, and the level and the talks that we've had and the experience that the team has. And also the fact that we also know that Vitality is not showing the same strength they had during Austin. And, you know, they can slip up here and there, and maybe this is our time to, you know, put it in there.
Maybe, or it is.
Yeah, it has to be.
It has to be the final words. I love that. See, I got you out of that one.
Ready?
No.
One more long.
No.
One shot.
I'm reloading.
I'm gonna jump. Two. One shot. We can be ready. Close sight. That shot.
Chill. Lock. Chill.
Planting. I'm coming. Shot. Sight. Then plant. Picking up. I wait.
Nice!
AK. Non mid. Banana. Full. Two.
Pull the banana.
Nice. One more.
Can you watch this?
No.
He was.
Play together. Don't pick together. Don't pick. 3, 2, 1. I've rested. Yeah. I need pull. Guys, I will play first, okay? Take your time. Wait. Step shooting. Be ready to pick.
Nice!
Boys. Sick.
Na'Vi really making Vitality work for this one. Despite a slow start, the full 24 rounds were ultimately required for Vitality to just about squeeze this one out. Ted, it came down to some individual heroics, it came down to a hell of a lot of clutches, but Vitality just about getting their map pick in the bag.
That was definitely a much closer game and a much closer map than what Vitality were hoping for going into their own map pick, right? And this is why we spoke about it before the start of the game. Na'Vi had the opportunity to prepare. Na'Vi had the comfort of not having played Inferno so far in the event, and the amount of preparation that they came into this one with, the amount of stacks that they were able to pull off, especially on that CT side. It kind of felt like, even from a tactical aspect, Na'Vi were one step ahead at times. But yeah, in the end of the day, Vitality just a little bit more clutch.
Yeah, it came down to a few moments, you know, them especially losing that anti-eco kind of threw them off. They lost the kind of money control, but a very well-planned Inferno from Na'Vi. Something that the individuals had to kind of bring Vitality back. And I feel a little bit bad for them, because they had so many moments, like they read Apex calls like a book, constantly doing the stacks, they were well prepared, but just some small little details where they kind of overcommitted into some of the engagement, especially on that CT side and middle.
Let's go back to the first half, because, you know, we're talking about Na'Vi making this one incredibly close, but this came off the back of having a very slow start. We were talking about this Vitality T side, how formidable it can be. Let's dive into round number 4 straight away, because this was what was a 6-1 start for Vitality, right?
Yeah, it really was, and it didn't really feel like it when you're watching from the outside, right? This is another situation where Na'Vi just has the perfect read of the situation. situation. You see that early utility being deployed in towards the B-bomb side. They deploy the retake nades. Vitality is trying to put simultaneous pressure both in towards Banana and in towards the apartments. And this is one of the things that we were talking about before the start of the game. You see the way that both Robs and Flames are absolutely relentless in the way that they're pushing the CTs back. They're doing the same in towards top Banana. And now Na'Vi read into it. They stack up 4 in towards the A-bomb side. They try and go forward, try and force the issue, but they're just getting absolutely deleted. ZywOo with a phenomenal sequence in towards bracket, and then from that point on, Bit, even though he was able to find a little bit, he wasn't able to get it over the line, and Makaze was left in that clutch. It's not an easy one to pull off. It's not an easy one to win. He's able to make it a little bit doable, and he was able to pull off another 1v2 later on, but in the end of the day, it's just not a round that Vitality should be winning, considering they're just walking into a 4-man stack.
No, I completely agree. I think, you know, they may be overcommitted. Maybe the close mid guy maybe got a little bit too scared and backed off a little bit too quick. He had Bit there on the rotation to kind of fix that with a crossfire, but they're so good, Vitality, at finding the space to get these one-on-ones and kind of clearing things out without it seeming that dangerous, seeming that stressful. You know, super well played from Vitality.
It's also a good understanding on the economy on the other side as well, right? You're setting up for a bit of an A execute, then you realize, well, there's a half-buy going on the other side. It's going to be a little bit lackluster, so they might try something funky. So you could see how Vitality were just ready for that re-aggression.
Yeah, it's one thing being well prepared for certain aspects if you're Na'Vi. It's another thing to be able to stop Vitality shooting heads, which I guess ZywOo can do with an AWP, with a rifle, with a pistol in round 15 as well. This round was so crazy, so chaotic.
Yeah, I mean, this is the round that pretty much loses Na'Vi the game, because they have a 5v5 situation in an anti-eco, bomb planted on B side. Robs get a great kill here on the lurk of Bit. But this shouldn't be lost. There should be no chance for Vitality into this round. They do it with one flash, they pop in through that coils, and just awkward timings and awkward positioning just makes ZywOo. And actually, I thought that Imre would actually win this round. But you'll see here, he kills Robs, and instantly ZywOo goes back on that defuse.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things that just go very wrong here for the side of Na'Vi on that hold, right? First, the fact that the lurker, the T-side player that was trying to get in towards Speedway and towards Archway gets killed. Then the 5v4, ZywOo's just peeking out of ruins, and there is a crossfire between the guy that's playing top dark and the one Makaze was towards the back of New Box. But then ZywOo just walks out and gets a triple kill. One of his teammates goes down. So yeah, this is the type of round that if you're Na'Vi and if you're giving yourselves the chance to win this map, you just cannot afford to drop.
Absolutely a miraculous moment for Vitality to pull out the bag. But respectfully, Devil Walk, I don't think I agree with you that that was the end of the line for Na'Vi, because there were so many clutch moments. Round 21 coming in from Wonderful is just one example of showing that Na'Vi have some mental resilience. You touched upon the mental change for Na'Vi. This is just it playing out on the server so obviously.
Yeah, I mean, that's the clutch factor that Na'Vi had last year as well when they were the number one team in the world as well, right? It kind of felt like you can never ride them off, and this is another example of Vitality just being ready. ZywOo in towards Library, able to get a double kill. Mezzi activates for another double, and he was solid, very, very solid throughout this CT side coming in from Minipit. And then you're looking at Wonderful. Apex overextending a little bit, maybe not waiting for Flames to gather up and play that one together. He's putting Flames in a very difficult position in a 1v1 clutch against Wonderful, who was a little bit scrappy on the last kill, but with the Tech 9, he's able to pull it off. And this is one of the bigger changes when it comes down to Na'Vi. The fact that Wonderful looks a lot more confident, a lot more comfortable in those positions, going for opening frags, but also when he's pushed into the clutch, he's able to pull it off.
And you have to credit him as well, because he had a terrible start to this game. I think at one point he was 0 on 7. You could see on his body language, he was leaning back, getting a little bit frustrated. But to then kind of mentally prepare yourself, get back up on that horse and deliver clutches and moments that Na'Vi desperately needed to kind of gain some control back into this game. It was exceptional kind of mentality from him.
It's just what makes it extra heartbreaking. If you're Na'Vi, you almost had Vitality's map pick within touching distance, within reach to be claiming Azure's, but there's Lamway. It's Train. I believe they're going to be starting on the T side of things, though. What do you foresee in terms of some of these executes you expect from Na'Vi today?
I feel like a lot of teams are just falling into the trap of assuming that Train is a very bad map for Vitality. I wouldn't say it's bad per se. They have been losing it, but there's been a lot of close calls in there, and I still feel like their CT side is very good. They were one of the first teams when Train came back into the map pool that kind of implemented that brown holes aggression with a lot of the utility that they didn't themselves came up with, the Robs deep smokes in towards upper brown holes, the contest. They were one of the teams that set up the meta that the Biancers should be a lot more active now in CS2 in comparison to CSGO. So I feel like the strat book for Vitality should be going pretty deep. ZywOo's notoriously very decent when it comes down to train. So I think if you're Na'Vi, you will probably have to try and shake off some of the rust from the previous map and just try and not be frustrated going into the second and try and get a couple early rounds on the board on the T side, because otherwise Vitality might just run away with it.
It's still, if you look at Vitality on paper, should be one of their absolute weakest maps in the pool. And that is no, like, yes, they are not bad on the map, but this is a comfort map for this Na'Vi. They've constantly been great, you know, Bit on that B side is actually like a monster. He is so good, probably one of the best anchors in the world on train right now. So I'm expecting Na'Vi to make, you know, this a third mapper. I'm expecting it, because what we've seen, the level of prep, the level of, you know, clawback rounds, they're making Vitality sweat for this, and it's not going to get easier on train.
100%. If we're looking at the CT side setup for Vitality, though, who's going to be kind of the key pieces that might prove tricky for Na'Vi to be breaking into?
Ooh, I feel like, first of all, as Devil pointed out, I mean, in towards the B-bomb side, there's going to be a lot of action. There's going to be the head-to-head between Robs and Bit, and it doesn't really matter what side we're talking about, as both the T and the CT sides, as they're a little bit, the positions are just reflections of what they are on the CT and the T side. You're looking at probably Flamesy as well. He had a bunch of really good moments, especially in towards that B-bomb side, that triple kill, which ended up leading to a Na'Vi 2v5 that they won, but still seeing Flamesy get a little bit more unlocked in towards that outer area on train could be vital for Vitality.
Na'Vi making this first map so competitive, but does it all end on their choice of train?
Yeah, I mean, Vitality win the map, but all we can talk about is Na'Vi. Wonderful, especially standing out, stepping up. It's not enough. What do you reckon, Chatty B? We got a game here. Do we see 3?
I think the form that we just saw from Wonderful, if he can carry that through, T-sided train also going to be tough for an all, but there's a chance. I was singing the song, the pistol's underway, we're already out, mate.
And it's already going to be over for Na'Vi, pushing on into the USPs and just flattened. Nothing to show for this pistol, not a single point of damage bar, a bullet to Apex, and yeah, it will end that way. So didn't even need to lift a finger.
Yeah, if we just reflect on that first map, we did split the pistols, so we'll have to wait and see to the second half if we do that again here. But opening kills were dominated in that first half by Vitality, 17-7. Clutches went in favor of Na'Vi. The desk even discussing that 2v5 situation. A couple of 1v2s, and Mikazi 1v3, Wonderful with a massive 1v3 as well. So individual factor is definitely flowing right now.
All right, well, I've asked Chad, I'll ask Budapest. Budapest, are we going to a third map? Or are Vitality about to win it on train? Absolutely, they are. Yeah, I think that's my thoughts too.
It seems like there's some Na'Vi fans, Alex.
I think there might be.
Okay.
Not surprising.
If you are just tuning in, loser of this gets a chance tomorrow, but that's when the pressure at its absolute highest, it's to be a 2-2 game. No more chances. It'll be the last 3 spots in the playoffs available tomorrow.
Talking of spots, everyone write this one down. Add this to your repertoire. The freest information, the safest way to keep an eye on that high ramp.
Yeah, so they're just playing a block in a couple of areas right now. Robson and Zywoo both here. They're in the right place. It's going to be Wonderful's Deagle, the headline of this.
And he's in the right place as well. Robson, Zywoo. A dream partnership, really.
That's Wonderful again.
Rare to see them slip up. Wonderful, just the one.
All right, let's get the guns out, shall we? AKs will be equipped. Emma's going to be the man working for the main control. Mikazi's going to be over towards Ivy. We'll see what conditioning the idea of the T side is early, right? Is it going to be something Ivy-centric or B-centric? It's not too often you see teams who are just going to go high talent out of main. They want to try and weaken up on one of the extremities. Zywoo and Rob starting B again.
Are they going to go Aggie?
Yeah, I think they want to fight this.
Just going to be that HE. They avoid it. Bit dropping in first. It's Robs that could catch them on the smoke spam. He's trying to catch them on their pathing pop.
Flamesy's blocked them for now, and also has the support of Apex. Can't really go through that if you're Na'Vi. So you're boxed in. Flame's still playing aggressive behind this smoke. Apex has had to go back to block main, and it looks like Na'Vi are resetting. Oh, push from ZywOo. There's a kill available.
He's got a freebie. Oh, he didn't quite spot him out. Bit's going to be very well tucked now. It will have to be a head-to-head with Robs, but oh, just looks away as Robs rounds the corner.
That's frustrating.
That is a very frustrating death for Bit to stomach.
Okay, so they did definitely want to go for some form of a B or pop play, but they've been pushed out of there, and now they backed off completely. So in through main with 2, Makazi, Ivy, wonderful, the late piece of this, joining these main players, and the push from ZywOo is massive.
Apex forced away, the flashes do connect. White screen for him, flashing Ivy, Flamesy looking for trouble. Alexi B waiting for the smoke, good restraint. Losing Makaze, though they can focus now on this 3-man Na'Vi squad.
ZywOo.
ZywOo's flank does look like he's absolutely won the round. Finds Wonderful, finds the bomb. No one's ready for ZywOo. Just in the shadows, what a flank.
Kept it moving there, so clear intent out of the CT side to get that box holes control. And handling business right now as it is just 1 kill in 3 rounds of play for Na'Vi. So they were 7-2 down on the last match. We'll give them time to work into this, and we set the bar at 3 or 4 rounds. Well placed nade there. So a whole lot of this is planned to harass over towards B in the early stages. This one will have a few more upgrades than the last eco. 4 Tech 9s, a P250, and some util.
Oh.
Those ons by the official betting partner making a whole lot of sense.
I thought Inferno had us believing in Na'Vi. It seems that others don't agree.
I agree with the sentiment of the desk, right? To say that this is a bad map for Vitality wouldn't really be fair. When you look at a lot of the losses there to Maus or G2, other top teams, I still think coming into the major, if they want to win it, within the time off, overpass and train, they're going to need to put under their own microscope to try and fix some things. But you can already see different ideas coming out of Vitality, and that was one of the things that a lot of the pundits attributed to their success in the first half. Always having a different idea, making sure that they were staying ahead, as Ivy's fast right now.
It is, and it's going to be Mezzi and Apex trying to partner up here. Combination of a double nade and a big spray. They're so low. They avoid the spray, trying to run through the smoke on the reload. Maybe overwhelming. Mezzi just got to pivot back and forth. Gets himself a 3-piece. Or 2.5. Winnable, but oh, wonderful. Gets caught out. ZywOo cheeky through the smoke, dips away. Now Robson, ZywOo can play this one out. Bit finds the headshot onto Robs, knows where ZywOo was last seen. Bomb is retrievable. Priority the plant. Looks like ZywOo's going to allow that to happen. Will Bit overplay?
The longer Bit takes to get down the bomb, the more chance ZywOo has. Bit has an awareness that this is a possibility. But ZywOo is allowing him to make the next move. So bomb will be planted. Now ZywOo knows.
Some problem solving on the fly.
Think about where the plant is. Bit's playing for the fight.
ZywOo's going to give it to him. Oh, what? Crouches under the crosshairs. Bit can't even pull the trigger before ZywOo's seen to him.
Okay, well that was essentially an eco, right? Some upgrades on the pistols, a bit of utility, and there's just one man staying alive. ZywOo yet to die in this first half. That is a stressful one for the 4-0.
Yeah, it really does come down to it.
Yeah, great job here from Mezzi. Right, this is the man who is the safe pair of hands. This is a crazy move from ZywOo, just coming through that smoke, taking a gamble in a 2v2. Bit isolates the first, gets the bomb down, gives him the cash injection, but then swooping under the crosshairs, ZywOo. Great pick, brings the energy out of Apex. All right, well, AWP out for Wonderful, AWP out for ZywOo, and aggressive play over towards Ivy. Makazi very passive.
Keeping it dynamic, our Vitality. Definitely added a few more sheets to that playbook.
Flash does nothing. ZywOo actually investigates.
Says he threw that from a mile away.
The question now is, does he actually want to push off of this, or do they just leave ZywOo here? He can't stay here forever. Apex and Flamesy looking to rotate over towards B to help out Robs, but here they come.
Oh, straight down the ramp through the flames. Apex is at least spotted out early, doesn't give away his life. 4 members of Na'Vi now corralled into the site. Looking the wrong way. Apex and Robs getting the kill. Necessary is Wonderful providing the covering fire. A swing from Flamesy down. Makaze brings it into level pegging. 2v2, bomb is loose. It's Apex up in the head. Gonna down to Wonderful. Forward position now. ZywOo in that clutch. Wonderful. He's got the kills, and now he has to get the plant.
Surely not back-to-back clutches for ZywOo.
Such important kills from Makaze and Wonderful. They still have one more to find, though. Staying on the ladder, Wonderful hoping to get a spot onto Zywoo's approach. That's enough though, information flows.
Into the AK.
Progressing high.
Oh.
That's the shot, and that's Wonderful, still at it.
Yeah, this kid's not missing a beat. The clutches within that last map, they're carried across into this one. Impact frags on impact frags, as they will get there first. Sure, they don't win it with the Tech 9s, but they get it done on the rifle round. It's great to see him in this form, right? When you look at Na'Vi, we talk about the base of this team, we talk about their understanding of the fundamentals, Blade system. It's when the individuals get going is where the team can find that fear factor. It's something that has been missing across the course of the season. Wonderful's a name that always seems to be in the mix, and he is really on a heater right now. You love to see this from Wonderful.
I mean, T-side train, Chad, you've been trying to hammer it into my head that, you know, you're aiming for 2, you're aiming for 3 T-side rounds. Na'Vi get one on the guns.
Respecting the Na'Vi presence, dropping out a defensive smoke, minute 20 on the clock, and good map control at the moment for Na'Vi.
Double swing behind that HE smoke, and it's Bit that gets warded off at 50 HP, blocked by the incendiary for a further 6 seconds.
Ivy feels like the problem at the moment in Vitality. That's where the gap appears to be if we look at the radar, right? So it's just Mezzy going to monitor that from the back of the bomb train. Then just going to work forward on main, and there's more harassment towards Ivy. So a 2-1-2 split. Once upon a time, this used to be very potent. You could crunch in, take away the space from the CTs, and there's only so many spots that they can really hold from.
And Makaze is a very powerful opening piece. Could be caught by Zywoo's orb there, but he's missed his shot, finds himself boxed into the corner. Maybe Mezzy! No! Makaze catches him. Makes it really uncomfortable now for Vitality.
Bomb's heading back to B. Action on Robs.
Look at Alexi working his way in. Yeah, Robson, Zywoo will be here. And oh, jumping up at the perfect time. Zywoo confirms as a second body, removes another. Alexi's gone. Bomb on the back of him. Not for long. Robs connects, and now that backtrack flank could be susceptible. Here's the steps, stampeding towards him. Oh, swings on out, but Wonderful's ready. He's got it in a position to win it. Running it up to get that bomb picked up. Flamesy and Apex coming in from high.
They can plant.
Should be able to, uncontested. Wonderful with the cover and fire. He's doing everything. You said T-side Orping's hard. Not for Wonderful. In back-to-back rounds, he seems to have set them up for success. It's only Apex, and he hasn't got the health for this. Impact on impact from Wonderful. He hasn't stopped.
Hands behind the head there for Zywoo. That was a great little maneuver there over towards B to catch them on the way down low ramp. Apex is going to save, and the round is done. And normally the tough part is being able to get the space. Right, the AWPer in terms of the head-to-head duels immediately, what are you doing? You're picking main, you're copping all the nades, you're going towards Ivy, you're pushing the AWPer off the line, maybe you're catching a player in pop, maybe you're catching someone pushing into brown walls. That's 2 on the trot now.
And just walking down that ramp.
It's just about getting the space, right? This is the difference in these 2 rounds. The AWP has been able to get in. And once Wonderful's in with territory, not getting bottlenecked in a choke point, he is delivering, as I mentioned, not missing. 7-4 right now. Catch some of this again in the replay. So down low ramp, Zywoo jumps up, takes down Bit. He's in for a second, so great output from him. You think Rob's getting this one should be it. And then when you see him take this fight, it feels like Wonderful should be his frag every day of the week. But now at range, they're the ones coming through the choke points, flipping the script. So 1 saved M4, but essentially an eco.
Yeah, they're going to just go for it, aren't they? Stop nades, cross their T's, dot their I's, and Imer just strides out. Makaze covering fire onto Flamesy on that ladder. Lovely work. This is some good pep in the step here from Na'Vi.
This is great punishment against the eco, and the rifle was starting towards B on Apex, so wrong place, wrong time, no chance to even fight for this. And I also like the gear shifting around like this, right? Against the rifles, you're probably not going to be playing at a main, but you show that it's possible against the eco. Now, Apex does have himself a diffused kit, and I don't think we live in a world where this would be a possibility. But with him lingering around the back of bomb, we'll give a lance worth for the moment. The bomb, that's about that halfway mark, as Apex still looking to do some damage. 2,400 into the next. Alexi still just tucked in, very diligent on the clears on the way back. Is Apex going to start backing off? He's going to have to now. There's not going to be any time for this defuse, even if he wanted to go for something crazy. So looking for damage, maybe looking for some stats, and that range will just pepper away. So now his position noted. Everybody's going to stay alive for Na'Vi. And Apex will carry that across. So he can now hook Zywoo up with their AWP. Right? That's actually a strong save. Can drop Zywoo an AWP and they can go again. But I think it should be a timeout, right? Extaz, yeah, you see it there from the admins. So the timeout will be taken. And now that you've managed 3 consecutive rounds, it was the 2 rifle rounds, the ones that mattered. Now you take care of the gimme being the eco, and then back in with the gun. So the bed of rounds, it's been made. It's time to be losing the mid-round portion of the game, right? Because in the openings, it looks pretty good for Vitality. But then once they're able to get the space...
Yeah, just getting back into these bomb sites, they're making it look hard.
But you think about that, where they rotated 2 players in through CT, they were splitting B. It's such an unusual situation. And it's a call that you always hope that you can stick the landing on an in-game leader. Not in that fashion, I'll tell you that much. But it's a scenario that's where the Counter-Strike counter-worms gets opened. It's not normal CS at that point. Obviously, these are fights that the players are somewhat familiar with, but they're not standard. So 1-4, Rob stunning, aggressive low ramp to throw some nades. Bit more Ivy pressure. Again, wonderful joining Makazi.
It's ZywOo,
the run
though.
boost.
Can he track that? Ooh, doesn't hit the flick. Wonderful gets across. Info on 2, Ivy.
There's a 3rd man, so Alexi joins this. They can continue to push down behind the AWP sightline. ZywOo still posted.
He's get flashed off.
Legged
Lovely
it.
work. Yeah, did hit the shot. Alexi B walking wonky. Nade swallowed by ZywOo. Mezzi provides supporting fire. Does tag up Makaze heavily and finishes the job as well. Such a good flash. Wonderful. Sets up Alexi. Despite that low HP, and now he can use ZywOo's AWP to level the odds despite that discrepancy. It's wonderful. A free frag onto Mezzi. Barrel betrays him, sticking out. It feels like it's taking shape for Na'Vi. Flamesy getting caught. Apex flustered. They're going to have him on the swing. Imer nails the headshot. And the T rounds are flowing for Na'Vi. That's 4 consecutive T-side rounds.
Yeah, and right there, Xtan's still the timeout, like they're having the conversation about what he sees to be as the weakness, and they're not able to correct. So again, they get out in the space. Sure, the opening kill doesn't go their way because of the spam, but ZywOo is pushed back. The flash work from Wonderful is great. And they'll grab another round. So 4 straight with the pistol now, 4 straight with 3 of them being rifle rounds. That's Na'Vi doing the heavy lifting, making light work of this. They've already hit that bar. Now it's about how many more can they topple on top, and you'd think at least 1 more.
Yeah, really good flash work as well. You saw ZywOo just both of those flashbangs thrown by Wonderful, bouncing off the wall for the first. Second one catches him, enables the frag. Alexi B, Blade, going to be happy with what they're seeing, what Na'Vi are putting down.
It's still in the 3rd and deciding if we need to get there. Still a whole lot more Counter-Strike to be played, but Na'Vi are making a great case. If Inferno wasn't convincing, I understand they didn't win the map, but their players are here to play today. Train is starting to take us there. Last time Na'Vi as an org beat Vitality as an org was all the way back in 2022. Masuda was still on the Vitality roster.
That feels like an age ago. Time moves fast in Counter-Strike.
So Vitality been getting their number more often than not.
And yet, such a close first map. And now already Na'Vi looking to take the lead on this T side.
Like the calling again, right? Last time they just kind of pedal to the metal. I know there'll be a few more investments available because of the loss bonus, and Rops is playing retake. So if you do just go for a B execute, now that they've cleared out Pop, that's most likely. You should just be able to storm in. Now they are lacking a few mollies. But they're not lacking the opener. Makazi, Ivy space, takes down Mezzi, and now they can just waltz into B. Robs would have to go massive from high ramp to make this a conversation.
Yeah, the flash work seems perfect. Look at that. There's just no vision for him. Knows that Lexi could have slipped through, but everyone dying. Oh, it's perfect. Makazi catches some loose players on A. Nothing for your defender on B, and it's a 5 alive Na'Vi round. It's flowing so nicely.
Yeah, that's also a change of pace too. So in the first couple of rounds they won against the Rifles, they were close. They were a little bit more chaotic. I know 2 of these 3 have been against the lighter buys. Flamesy might change the dialogue of, no, he won't. Wonderful, clears his corners. And that's huge because now you've got, what, about 10K on multiple players, or just under after these buys come in. So this is going to give you a lot more finances to take more risks and to have more rounds down the flow of the game, even if Vitality start to work back in. So you are set for a very strong half at this point. Good work from Makazi. Stressful situation. He's on his own, right? And I know he's up against the lighter buys, but still, it's rookie year. Out of the academy jersey into the main team.
Are we going to see more output from Wonderful's AWP? He's trying his hand a little Aggie peek. They go for a smoke break play, trying to clear out that all-off area. Cognizant of all the offensive options from the CTs, that nade does get swallowed, so 50 for him to work with for the remainder of this round. Apex trying to get cheeky with it.
Yeah, they're just retaining pop control with 2 right here. So Flamesy tucks in, Zywo takes the line, and he's not playing the standard angle. Probably wants to avoid the possibilities of the wall bangs that Vitality are oh so good at. Oh,
not the one.
No.
Not the one.
But considering he hasn't been missing anything, we'll give him that.
Mezzi's been having a tough time.
Yeah, he's been under a lot of harassment. It's a tough point of Ivy, right? If teams really want to push the issue and you're unable to block them, they'll keep coming and knocking on this door.
It's a perfectly placed Molotov. Look how uncomfortable it makes him. Flamesy forced to extinguish, just feeling that pressure and strafing. Oh, he fumbled the movement. Woof! Bit doesn't choose to engage or take a shot.
It's Ivy again.
Yes, sir. And it is going to be Mezzi just here. No one close by to lend him a hand. And Makaze seems to have his number. Not this time. Mezzi gets his, gets out, confirms an additional step was made. Flamesy, upon the fade, is going to have 2 players to deal with. It's Alexi and Bip trying to pincer in with him and Wonderful from the Ivy side.
20 seconds.
They have to make their move towards that bomb side, trying to close that gap. Opportunity, Flamesy. Oh, he actually gets one from either. And now Zywo should have another. Catches Bit on the walk-up. Wonderful can't do anything here, and he loses his AWP.
Okay, something back. But remember, plenty of cash to break through. Just 2 more rounds. This is salvaging the first half now, Vitality. You can still get 7 short. But Na'Vi are going to be very, very happy with the 5 and on the trot in the fashion they were able to pick them up. Tactical timeout taken. Blade wants to get on the microphone. Now, he's in such a good spot to be able to call. He knows that they'll be fully invested. They have all the nades, and that's what Blade needs, right? He can go to the front of the strap hook as opposed to the back. Not having to pull out the emergencies. So if you think about the pressure of the game so far, they have been able to keep Ivy relatively honest. And we even saw Vitality want to go for an Ivy move early. Remember, they had that of Zywo go aggressive with Mezzi. They had the space, but they lost elsewhere on the map at that point. So if you want to go for a move like that again, and now Na'Vi just start to go into B executes, you might be chasing the wrong calls. But yeah, great pivot there from Flames. Important double. It's just when you have that aggressive outside hold and you lose Ivy, you know that you're susceptible if they can get into the backtrack. So you always feel in such a box on the CT side without that Ivy space. But here we go, back into the guns.
Again, Makaze, this time with a bit more zhuzh to it, just charges in. Yeah, no flash this time. Zywo's got vision. He's got your number. Makaze goes down. Apex finding Imit in the meantime, looking for that clawback. Oh, it was Wonderful towards main. Peeking into Zywo. It might very well be a Zywo round. They are inevitable, as is he. A 6th round, a recovery from Vitality.
Now we're back for Bit. Rops is here.
Just walking on into this one. Rob secures it. 5 alive for Vitality. So, I mean, as you've described it, Blade's already laughing, but off the timeout, not going to get what he was looking for. Wanted to see 6, set that bar as insurmountably high as possible for Vitality's T side in the next half. This is the head-to-head as I was been looking for. It's the first time he's got it without that flash in his face.
Right, so they've done such a good job up until this point, Na'Vi, of pushing them away. You can't get out. You see the difference within the rounds. Fast.
It is. Certainly considering it. That's just straight strafe. Look at him go. He wants to brawl. Looking for that first blood. Flames, he's been completely caught out. Booked. Red card. Zywo puts him back. There's that AWP at the back of the bomb. Messi from Apex. Awkward for Zywo. Nades, Molotovs, the kitchen sink thrown at him. Advantage Na'Vi extended and converted. It's a 6-6 half. That is a high bar. Vitality's T side has to match that output. 6 from Na'Vi.
And Wonderful hasn't slowed down since map number 1. It's now CT side open up next. Na'Vi, they want to take this the distance.
Teams with 2 wins and 1 loss. This is an opportunity for playoffs. Vitality, Na'Vi. Bit of a barn burner. 13-11 intense Inferno, and now here on Train. Supposedly a weak map for Vitality, and the cracks beginning to show. It was a run of gun rounds, a run of spectacular calling, starting with Wonderful just showing his prowess. T-side orb to get the Na'Vi juices flowing. 6 is a high bar. Now Vitality have to match it if they want to end in 2.
Map number 1, we split the pistols. Let's see if we do it again or if Vitality take both. Maybe over towards B. Bit playing retake. What you need to think about in that situation is the util they have for the retake. Alexi with a smoke and flash. Starting to join Bit over on the side now as he just postures in con. So all 5 available, and as Yard is investigated, wonderful calls, Ivy completely clear. Immer cheats over as well. There'll be 3 players to receive this execute.
This is exactly what Na'Vi were hoping for. You get the info, get the extra man in. Is he going to be a surprise pick? No, he actually takes the fight off the flash. He's got Messi from him, but still Vitality, they prevail. 2 at the back of the site. It's Bit and Alexi for that retake. Zai was getting cheeky through the smoke. Might catch the late arrival of Wonderful here on the fade. Bit's right next to him. Here's
so
Wonderful
noisy
as well, very loud, easy to track. Zaiwu licking his lips, tapping his head, back of the skull for Wonderful. Immediate trade from Alexi though, and walking in is Bit. Mezzi might get caught for this, doesn't hit that 1 tap, hits it on the 3rd. There's Rops on trades. 2-on-1 for Alexi, uncomfortable with no time and no head. Rops a quick 1-2.
So the trap that's set up there by the CTs is all about that flash, right? Because you know that on a B execute, the Ts are going to scale up street towards connector. Flash comes in, and the fact that Immer can't get anything. Right, he's been having a good series, but this is where he needs to deliver them something.
Wow.
And it's the Mezzi kill onto Immer that really changes the discourse of that scenario. You can see those 2 jumping around, just trying not to get taken out of the equation. So both pistols for Vitality. Will that be the difference maker? The conversation has been about the snipers on either side of the server, both towards the top of the scoreboard. Rinse the force. 2 MP9s, 2 Deagles, a 5-7.
Looks like Wonderful wants to fight with the Deag. That's exactly what Zai was waiting for. What's the timing? What's the go? Ready to clamp down. 4 members of Na'Vi invested into disrupting. It's Wonderful's Deag that does beat out Zaiwu. Deagle versus AK. And he's going to get away. Push in, Apex. Oh, empty-handed. Thought he had Immer booked there.
You have info on 2 players. Does that want to change the call right now? You have a lot of time to recalibrate the situation. So Rops is low short. Flames a Mezzi on full HP. Immer and Wonderful, the walking wounded after their exchanges. Flamesy knows that he can get himself a better weapon than that MAC-10, so he's going to waltz on over and pick up that AK-47. Alexi's going to gamble. You may as well take the risk in this situation. They're pushing high ramp. Immer's looking for a timing.
Could very well be his. It's out for now. Rops, ooh, doesn't hit it.
Saw the bomb,
low HP. Still down the ramp. Alexi B, a warning shot. It connects onto Mezzi. Have they seen enough now? You've just seen 2 different players in a 3v3.
They're high talent right now towards Yard. They have a couple of smokes. They could lob one into connector. Alexi has to play ahead of this, surely.
Yeah. Throws out the flashbang, makes it clear he's on his way on the line, on the cross. Mezzi does make it across, survives the first test. There's the block smoke. Makes life difficult. Wonderful wrapping around for back 6. 18 seconds. Could he stop him with the bomb plant? Does manage to hit.
Oh!
To bullet!
Someone's
it's
gonna punch
awkward
it in.
now. Alexi B, that's massive. Wonderful could walk on the smoke. Another one. Exposes Mezzi. Cover from Rops. Bomb goes down. It's intense. With Immer so low, Alexi B, you've already done so much, but we need more. Na'Vi need more. What? Messi's on their E-box. Bullet didn't connect. 100 HP in a dream. Mr. Alexi B. And he's covering perfectly. Rops, those are such impactful kills. I thought that for sure Wonderful was going to catch Mezzi on the plant.
That was a tough round, wasn't it? You can understand. That's great from Alexi, just chipping away through the smoke, knows that it's the default plant.
I mean, we've all tried to do that through the smoke, but he did it.
It causes the chaos, but yeah, again, it's Rops. He had impact on the pistol. Now, here against the force spike, Flamesy goes down, then Rops covering the smoke. This is mandatory, a round over right there and then, and it's Rops to finish things off. Will have to be the eco now.
I mean, Na'Vi, they are really keeping this competitive every round. This one, I suppose, likely to not be as competitive.
Yeah, well, let's see how much damage they can do. The ramifications of this can still be huge in the flow of the game. And then we have to see what game plan Vitality have in store We'll remember FlyQuest getting stomped on this map. Navi have played this a couple of times, and this is why apparently it's looking like home turf. The other train game was against Bait, 13-6. That was from stage 2 to qualify for stage 3. And across those 2 games against FlyQuest and Bait, they lost a total of 8 rounds. So they've done that in just one map to Vitality now, but there's no reason they can't have a comprehensive CT side. Pistols are stacking over towards B. Vitality still just congregated at the moment, mainly around main.
Yeah, they're just hoping that they keep the boots planted. Ima does punish Apex for
now
his
you
lead.
go away, right? That's back in the day we call that a money man play. You'd send someone in to find out where the eco was, make some money, and then you need to erupt on the other side of the map off of your in-game leader's info, and they will do. How much more costly can this get?
And that's the question. Very costly if you lose any more. ZywOo goes down.
Didn't have head armor.
Lexi B hits the shots. What's going on here? Na'Vi, surely not on the economical.
20
here
seconds.
Comes Spit. He's got Mezzy. Takes him down. It's Robs. No time for him to win this unless he hits a transfer. Double kill. Alexi B to clutch up. Make good on their promise. Win the eco. Turn this train on their head. Robs denies. Spectacular composure under pressure.
Right now, Robs is the angel on Vitality's shoulder, impacting 3 consecutive rounds with this shaky start to the second half.
Oh my God.
They are being made to work for it here today.
Seriously. Alexi B with that drive-by.
ZywOo no head armor.
ZywOo no head armor, and Alexi profited until this last 1v1. What a clutch from Robs.
Okay, so the money, it's wonky for the T side after all those casualties. The CTs will get out a buy with a wonderful AWP. That's the discrepancy of weapons. A couple of kits, and they harass main with standard util. Playing through pop though, the 2. Mikaze and Ime partnered up. Here's Robs again.
Has he really got an opening in him? Mikaze down easy, quick burst to the head. He knows he got a friend and it's Ime for the trade.
Round settles in now. The heavy presence of Mezzy and ZywOo. Apparently they've seen enough. Mezzy's just going to stay there and play for the lurk. He shoots a couple of bullets to keep the CT defense inquisitive. I said ZywOo didn't have an AWP, but excuse me.
He went back to spawn, yeah, changing last minute. Look at this head-to-head. Wonderful. Why just stay there, though? In the meantime, they've lost Bit.
That wasn't high ramp. He was peeking for info.
And Wonderful's peeking for more than info. An early grave.
Overplayed their hands here. There's info plays by multiple players not connected. That was what Blade was talking about in the early timeouts of Inferno. Pleading with the boys to play together, to stay connected. And here, that looks like they've just gone for a couple of hero motions. It's easy to have the adrenaline high after those 2 rounds that you feel that you could have snatched away on the lighter buys, but now it feels like you've given this one over in the guns. If you're Vitality, you group up and you look for the finish with the nades that you have. If you go towards B, you're able to get that AWP posted on con. What you don't know is Emma and Alexi are both in here. 20 seconds. They can still win this.
They can still win this. Turn it completely around. A 2v4. Alexi B. Only the one. It's up to Emma. Can he do it? ZywOo brought low. 15 HP and only 10 seconds. This gets awkward fast. Mezzy, what do you do? 9 seconds. He's got a plant. Ime knows this. Mezzy's going for the kill. He's actually lost the round.
No
the decision has cost him.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a Na'Vi round. Ime takes the clutch. That could be a difference maker. I thought that was a certainty.
Oh, they've gotten away with murder there. I'm still taking a timeout if I'm Blade. I'm getting on the mic and I'm saying, boys, let's keep it together. You've snatched one away. You had a lot of opportunities there with the lighter buys, and fortunately the gamble pays off. Mezzy wanting to play for the fight, not for the plant. A tough decision to make. And it's actually going to be a Vitality timeout off the back of this. So, yeah, they are rocked to kick off this second half.
They've already gotten away with a lot.
Yeah, none of these rounds have come easy, and that one slipped through the fingertips right there. I thought grouping up and executing towards B, it was the right play, but not expecting the gamble, not expecting Ima to have a HE perfectly placed onto the dome of ZywOo. 17 kills for him, but unable to be immune to the flak damage.
Call this Ima pact. A second shy from Mezzy. I think he presumed he's pushed up oiled, so he could deny the plant. Ima knows Mezzy has to make the play.
Right now, this timeout from Xtaz is one of 2 things. It's to discuss what we can do with the finances that we have, and if we have a pocket install, let's make sure everybody understands what they need to do, because the money on the other side is still ropey by virtue of that 1v1. Famous MP9, still the AWP.
ZywOo versus Wonderful. He knows this line well. Yeah, he's not falling for the bait. Catches ZywOo. Opening kill for Na'Vi.
Okay, well, that's the AK that was given to ZywOo, now picked up by Robs. They still want to clamp on a yard. Apex throwing nades. Mezzi out man, the other two pop, and Apex will join Mezzi.
Oh, let's fall back. Orping 101. Forced away by the Flames, though. Wonderful. Are you going to get overrun? No, he stands his ground for another. Removing Robs is massive. Makaze ensuring this one doesn't go awry, but it's a quick one. Catches the push from the Tech 9. Mezzi delivers.
He needs to live. Wait for Apex to play.
He's starting to cook on that flank. Smoke not fading. He doesn't care. He's going to go through it. Two on his screen. Two on his screen.
Oh,
no! Squandered opportunity. And Alexi pulls it across the line. He thought he'd finished the job, was ready to pivot around. Back-to-back rounds for the CT side now.
Yeah, and it's broken the finances as well, so get to tie things up. Another competitive map. This is the Na'Vi that you want to see. Only Org to play at every single Counter-Strike major. They're looking to turn their season around. They've been in the playoffs of every prestige event up until this point. Katowice, Cologne, Austin. Well, they get a chance today, a swing at the Kings, the reigning champs, and if they end up dropping this, well, they get to play again tomorrow. This is the type of form that you'd love to see from Na'Vi.
Yeah, teams talk about getting into their major form. Na'Vi are definitely in it. Light work, light work. No problems. Maximum efficiency, only an MP9 goes down.
So we were talking about the T side that Na'Vi were putting on display, and they were able to get a lot of space over towards Ivy in the rounds that they won. Sure, it was chaos from that point. They're splitting inside through Ivy. They're being able to will be a thorn in the side. If you're Vitality and you can't get similar space, it doesn't have to be through Ivy, but it needs to be elsewhere on the map, you're going to have a real tough time, and you can see how staunch the defense is over towards main. Right, this combo of Makazi, Emma, and then Alexi to help throw the nades, depending on spawns. They're going to look to lock down main every time. Then are they going to play in main or play in pop? Well, there's been a lot of harass so far. Bomb straight over towards B. So with part of this, it just looks like it's going to be a B play.
Wonderful gets a flash to try and go look, and that's another quick opening. Can he dip about away? No, gets caught by Flames and ZywOo. That 1-2 punch puts him in the mud. ZywOo fancies his chances. Pulls that AWP out of Wonderful's cold dead hands and looks to put it to use. Can Na'Vi overcome this one-man advantage?
Yeah, they've won a 4v2. Let's see if they can win a 4v3.
Yeah, man, just in that transition between the two, now in the open, and he's just booked by Flamesy. 2-on-4 again then. It's Makaze and Alexi. Makaze doesn't finish the job. Incendiary makes things awkward. It's Robs that's considering a play on the plant. Alexi B doesn't reveal his location. It's ZywOo catching Makaze that puts this into an almost unwinnable situation for Alexi B. Smoke, they slink through. Robs will just dig into connector. And around the edge of the smoke, he gets caught on the gray screen. Alexi B now position noted, spots out Flamesy as well.
This is impossible. There's no way for Alexi to win this.
I think he knows it. And he will be backing away, so double digits for Vitality.
It's tough there. Wonderful gets the opening kill on the AWP. A quick shot onto Apex. He's not missing a beat, is he? Straight in with a very direct call over towards B, but it's the frag back, right? So Robs takes down B, then Flamesy and ZywOo connect to take down Wonderful. That throws the round into disarray, and this is more shades of the Flamesy that we remembered from Inferno when there's a player on his screen.